how big this web is, and I don't know that anybody knows how big it is. I've read things that it's around the world. It's not just a Leelanau Grand Traverse thing or a Michigan thing, but it's very widespread. Lots of players.
You know, I couldn't believe it, really. It just didn't seem like that kind of a person.
I think they had some cover-up businesses and far-off places where they would deposit money. You know, just all this big connection thing that was hard to track.
He had property on North Fox Island, and we accessed the information about him through the school teacher that was arrested by the detective sergeant in St. Clair. He would fly friends and males that were interested in interacting to his property on North Fox Island.
Basically, it was. The cabin was a giant man cave, yeah. I mean, it was a bunch of guys out working out there. It was pretty bare. But I remember it had all windows towards the lake, and it had a high ceiling, and it hung over the bank pretty good.
There was a culture of people that were interested in, if you will, this arena, that had publications that would identify where you might find a victim, if you will. And there were publications that were promoting this type of behavior as good for the child because they're getting gifts most of the time, they're getting time spent, they're getting love and affection, and there's nothing wrong with that. So it's absolutely good for the child. And there were several, I don't know exactly how many publications from various organizations that we got promoting man-boy associations, man-boy love.
Francis Sheldon he actually had a degree in archaeology, and he was a millionaire, at least, down in Oakland County area, and he was involved in a lot of philanthropical things and belonged on a lot of boards that had to do with children. He purchased North Fox Island, I believe from Alma Plank, if I remember right, who had owned North Fox and a large part of South Fox. He introduced deer to the island, wanted to have a resort for people who had their own small aircraft, and he had an airfield built over there. I know that he built some buildings there. He had the Kelchik excavating family from Omena put in a crib that they could tie their boat up to, and had them build 4 or 5 buildings, small buildings there. And the airport, of course, the airstrip was a major thing.
It seems to me it was like 2 or 3 summers by they finally got it done. They had to cut all the trees and then stump it all and then level it.
Really what he bought it for and installed the land strip for was to run a child pornography operation there. And he had a private jet, and he'd fly kids from Charlevoix to the island and had a filming operation there and had, horrible, horrible things.
His family was very wealthy and owned major properties in the city of Detroit. He was very active in the arena with his friends within the state, and apparently there were several of his friends that would take males to the island. He had an airplane, and he would fly him up there and fly him back.
I grew up